Uh, it's so beneficent. All praises be to the Most High. What up, Jason D? Street Life. Chris White. I really have no words to describe. Get down, Kevin Brown. Create. Michael Duvall. Lost Soul. I know what it is. I mean, freedom ain't free, right? Hey, Casual, I'ma get in trouble for this one like this, man. It go allegory, nursery stories. These lines has been inspired by sitting and politicking. We young stormy conversations of returning to greatness, seeing through fakeness, murdering young Mike Brown.
Hey, that's how we starting this today, baby. That's how we starting this today. Peace and blessings to all the people out there that's up with us this beautiful Sunday. Okay, before we get started, okay, this is gonna be a good one. Okay, before we get started, we are going to introduce ourselves. We're gonna start with our beautiful queens. Please introduce yourself to the people so we can get this thing started.
When they went to Kemet, rape, stole, chained, and they kidnapped us, they panicked, didn't understand it, couldn't comprehend it. The voodoo we do, that melanin magic, that black fantastic calendars, days of the month, supreme mathematics, sun, moon, and star bars, galaxies and quasars, comets, meteoric, they comment so mediocre, that's why they run up, gun up, mace, cuff, and choke holders. But hold up, let me show you just how real this gets. Offer up two names, it's all Syra and I set, looking through the eyes of her rule. Haters, I see you. If I was you, I would wanna be
indeed.
Read the hieroglyphics.
What's good? I'm out there. Exactly. Neil, joining you via picture. It's not really a good one, but fuck it. You know what it is. I'm the asshole.
Boom. Okay, and I will be your host for today. I am the residential antagonist and conspiracy theorist. Now, speaking of antagonist, I'm going to say a name. It is Mr. Kevin Samuel. Oh, y'all thought we wasn't gonna get to it? Y'all know we was gonna get to it. What we have been talking about in the continuation of the gender reckoning. Okay. Now, this man's video has gone viral. Okay. It has gone viral and it has touched it. Being an antagonist, y'all know I posted. I tried to be as neutral as I could, but I knew if I threw it out there, ooh, and it went down. It went down on my timeline. I was like, my name's not Kevin and or Samuel. I was like,
how you feel about it?
Oh, we gonna get there. we gonna get there. I'm gonna kick it off. But so before we jump into that viralness that we are going to go in on today, let's just make sure that we know we are on the gender reckoning, but we thought that this was pertinent to talk about because it does speak to the gender as far as the market, as far as the value, as far as men wanting women finding value in men. But to do a quick recap, last show we had looked at what I thought was the cause, and we were looking at the feminist movement. We did a little history on when it started, how it came to be, the development, and how we thought it affected our present vibration today, as far as between black men and black women. We are also I wanted you guys to really know that you should have tuned in and really resonated with the fact that we are asking questions and we're coming at it the way that people look at it, but there's also a difference between the facts, okay, and what is conjecture and what you just think, what you just see on the surface. Be able to separate what you believe between what you know, apply the facts to how you feel, and then come up with a consensus. But there is a difference. Peace to Dr. Ron G for really applying that. That's important. Then we also looked at the welfare situation, the assistance that we get from the government, how, again, the facts versus how you feel and what we're experiencing, with the view of men not being able to be included as far as the housing situation and how assistance works and who really is getting most of the assistance between the melanated people and the not so melanated people. Don't be fooled, people. Them people, them people are getting it. Okay, they put it all on us. But now that we've gone over that quick recap, let's get into what I think about the Kevin Samuel viral video and his opinion.
Okay, so for
Okay,
those,
go ahead.
wait, so for those who may not have seen the video, just give
Yeah.
what the video entails.
I said, where's the father?
Well, he's not like in it like I would like him to.
All right, so let me go ahead and take this down, ma'am. Men who make the kind of money you're talking about have options, and typically they don't want to deal with women who have 13-year-old sons who are used to dating men. Who this doesn't sound appealing to the kind of man you're talking about. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I was thinking once I start booking session with you that
I can't change men.
I know, but I can approve myself, and I feel like I have a lot to offer to those type of men.
Okay, but see, you should have stopped right there. I just told you I cannot change men, and you said once I book a session with you, I'm not a miracle worker. I'm telling you what they want, and you're still saying, yeah, but I want them. They don't want you.
But I have been working on myself this year and booking your...
Okay, ma'am, but 35, 13-year-old son with a sketchy father. Why would a man who's in the top 10% of earners who women across the country want that?
Because I have a lot to offer. I feel like...
Would you want your son to... If you had a son making that kind of money, would you want him to bring home a woman who had a 13-year-old son from a sketchy father? Or would you prefer him to get a woman who had no children, was younger, and easier to get on his program?
Depending on his age.
See what I mean? See what I mean? This goes so deep for Black women. They will even... should have been an easy question. No, I would not want my son to bring... I want the best for my son. That should have been the appropriate answer. That's why I sat up. That is bullshit. You should want the best for your son.
Of course.
But this is... But... And are you thinking... Back up.
If he brought home a woman... Yes. I feel like I'm the exception to the rule. But no, you're not.
That's the problem. You all think you're the exception to the rule, but your life has proven to you that you're not.
My love life is not that good. I agree with you.
That's my point, and ma'am, and that's my point. You ladies all feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special. You don't know any men on this level that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is that so? Okay, go ahead.
Why is it so? What?
Go ahead.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick. That's another one on you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your face.
My face when I wake up, 5, but when I put myself together, 6.
Okay. And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So,
did you, I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women off rip. If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average, so.
But ma'am, you please don't make me say it.
Say what? I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am, you're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but.
Okay, but you're not accepting the fact that, okay. Average looking women. Average looking woman who's older. Average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son. Average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men. You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I mean, I don't want to have to go there. But when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone, straight up, because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities. And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money. It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids. And you're average.
I needed y'all to hear that the way he said it, okay? Stop thinking you're better than the men you qualify for. So what does that mean to you? I'll tell you what it means to me, okay? You have women, especially the way I was looking at it, especially when I was hearing it. Women produce. That's what they do. So when we're talking about produce and production, women get pregnant. They have children. They're the resource to the nation. That goes into nation building. It's a part of life. It's the way the intelligent design of the Most High set it up. They have children. Okay, takes two people to do that. But he's saying he's saying maybe for the women that after you have ran through your 20s, you've been hot, you a commodity, you at the peak of your skin being tight, your boobs pointing like missiles, that fang being that fang. And you know how y'all look good. Y'all look dang good. But y'all kind of he's saying that y'all kind of at the peak of y'all, of kind of just men seeing you, viewing you. you know? And you said after you run through
that's called sexual marketplace.
Boom, sexual marketplace. Your value as far as your aesthetics, you're very high in the sexual marketplace. I mean, you just walk around, you're a walking advertisement. Shit.
All this time, shit, I thought that shit was called dating. Who knew it had a social term? Goddamn.
We're talking about shelf life. We're talking about shelf life. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about shelf life. As far as the market and goods on the shelf, that's shelf life. He's talking about shelf life. Like, you're going to look this good. After you ran through your 20s, you have kind of, maybe sometimes you strung your man alone. You can walk in the bar and get a drink. You know, the man to call you be like, hey, come over. We got all the drinks. We got all the whoopty-woo. You done got the payments out of guys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you done did your thing. So then you started hitting your 30s. Or you done got caught up in one of them things. You done had a baby. So now you have a baby. On top of now you're approaching your 30s, 32, 33. You ain't as tight as you used to be. Your shelf life is kind of...
You saying sisters get a little heavy on their chest.
Yeah, your shelf life is kind of... Your wrinkles, your crow's feet is coming in a little bit more prominent. You gained a little weight. You know, your boobs are hanging a little lower.
We don't get that till we 80. What is you talking about?
I said a little.
Let him finish.
I'm gonna call bullshit on that. Dr. Ron G said, let's keep it factual. I'm gonna call bullshit on that.
I said a little. Because your titties don't look like they look when they was 20, when you're 35. No, them titties don't look the same. Especially when you have a baby. Them titties sucked on. You know. Now, and let's talk about, listen, we brothers and sisters and we adults. Now, you done ran that cat. Now that cat done had some mileage. It's been pulled off the lot. It starts to depreciate. It starts to depreciate. Okay. Now, women's currency. Now, let's say this: women's currency in the reality of this market. Women's currency.
Oh, we have
the attributes have a lot to do with your femininity, your appearance, you know, your poise. Men's currency is, what can you do for me? Do you have the money? Do you have resources? That's how I feel. Men's currency, in reality, you have to use what you got to get what you want. All that good stuff, that's in the song. Old ladies say that.
Okay.
What do you want?
Like how you put that. I don't like how you put that.
Hold on. Okay. Men's currency. So I'm gonna speak to men. As in my life.
What can you do for me?
Earl, let me help you out.
Hold on. I know where Ron G going. Go ahead.
Earl, let me help you out. It ain't a male with a song. It ain't a male out there with a song called WAP.
Not one.
Cause y'all song
not one.
Whack.
Yeah, see, no song called that. They made a whole song marketing. They made a whole song marketing the cat.
We're walking around.
It runs the world, actually. You can sell this shit. Okay. You can actually sell this shit.
Can I interject?
Marketing dick since they've been rapping. What you talking about?
Now I'm gonna let so before Dr. Ron G goes, respectfully. That was said wrong. I know y'all don't need nobody to do nothing for you. I'm saying that a man's currency, I'm gonna just speak to the men. I'm not gonna talk about what women, I'm not gonna talk. A man's currency walking around is, can you provide? Can you protect? Can you produce? That's a man's currency. Dr. Ron G, please get in here.
What is a woman's currency?
For a man, we're talking about men and women. So you asking me what I think a woman's currency is. Okay. At this age, it's a little different, but we're talking about the whole sexual marketplace. Okay. When I was young, in my 20s, I wasn't worried about how much money a woman made. I wasn't worried about if she had life insurance. I wasn't worried about if she really had a car. I got a car. I'd come get you. I got some place to go. I got money for a hotel. What do you look like? How how do you carry yourself? Am I attracted to you? I'm not attracted to your bank account. I'm not attracted to like I'm like what your skin look like, what them teddies do, how that booty stick out. Are you cute in the face? Do you keep your hair done? Are your nails done? That's what I'm looking at as a young man. So there's a point in life where, for me, that's the value. I'm not looking at the girl. I'm not looking at the girl whose lips are dry. I'm not looking at the girl whose hair ain't done.
Hold on.
But what about
what I'm saying is you just had a general currency for men. What is the general currency for a woman? The general currency, not at what stage in life you in, because trust, your currency changes as we get older too. Okay?
Right.
What is
Right.
the general currency for a woman? That's what I need for you to tell me, because you just gave me a general currency for what a man is supposed to do. What's the general currency?
I think he did give you one. I think he told you. It's pussy.
Repeat it.
No, it's not pussy.
I mean,
it's not
value,
pussy. All
the
pussy
value that a woman puts more value on the way she sexually interacts with a man than anything else. I'm not saying that I agree with that statement. I'm telling you what the statement is.
He didn't say pussy.
Well, because I'm a man, I told you what a man's general currency is. I can't really tell you. I can't really tell you as a woman what is your general currency. I'm a man. I can speak from a man's point of view. What do you think? What do you think your general currency is? I know what a man's general currency is. I'm not a woman.
What do men think a woman's general currency is? If you said it, I missed it. Say it again.
Pussy.
No, okay, and that's why I corrected it. I actually spoke on what a man's.
I'm not saying I agree with it, but I'm telling you that
currency is. That's what you're telling me to tell you.
Based on
what
a man values, based on what the era he's talking about, the general currency from a man's perspective is he's looking at the physical. He's evaluating a woman based on her physical appearance. As she gets older, that changes. But it does with a man as well. So I just summed it up by saying pussy.
It's not.
I know Dr. Ron T's face just every time
it's
I
not
say
pussy.
I'm not saying
he's actually right. The general currency for a man.
But I'm not
saying it's right, but he's right. The general currency for a man, for a man to a woman to a man is the physical. Let's just put it out there. Let's make it plain.
I mean, I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right, so don't take it that way. But I'm telling you that based on
I'm not saying it's right either.
That's fine.
I'm not taking it that way. What Cherie asked for is not what y'all are answering. Right. Cherie asked for the general names of what is a currency for a woman to a man. It is youth.
I think
beauty.
We go back to
traditional. Let me finish.
We go back to traditional.
I'm answering Cherie's question. Cherie's question is, what is the general currency? The male general currency was already stated. Resources, protection, provision, proclamation. That's what you said. She's asking for the same definition for women. And I have it. You talking about pussy. It's not pussy. All pussy is the same in the dark, honey. We need more daddy. All pussy is in the dark. Show me a beautiful woman and I'll show you a man tired of fucking. Okay? That's it. It's youth, beauty, inspiration. That's what it is. Youth is first. Beauty is second. Inspiration is third.
I'm about to go ahead and disagree with that statement.
Now,
because I'm speaking from the perspective of a male, which I've been my entire life.
Okay.
That's what I'm speaking from. I understand where you're coming from with your statement. And I'm not saying that what I'm saying is wrong or right or that I agree, but I'm telling you from a male perspective, that's summed up in one totality. I understand what you say about, what you're saying about you show me a beautiful woman and I can show you a man that's tired of fucking her. But he's tired of fucking her because he's fucking somebody else.
Okay, and that might be true. That might be true. But what I am saying
in the evolutionary biological sense of the term.
So we're
which
being
is
science.
how, wait,
We're
can
focused
I
on
please
science now.
finish? Can I please finish?
Go ahead.
That's how Earl answered the question to Cherie. He didn't answer the question in terms of how big a man's penis is. She answered the question in terms of what attracts men to women. And that's what Cherie was asking back. Now, don't get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. Wars have been fought over vagina, but it is a currency that we're talking about, not the exchange of currency, which is what sex is. Sex is the exchange of currency. What Earl presented and what Cherie was asking for was what was the actual currency. The actual currency is resources versus beauty. Youth. That's the actual currency that's being presented. And in the manosphere, which is where Kevin Samuels is and a lot of other people, and in the woman's sphere on this, YouTube type of thing that's coming out with Kevin Samuels, that is what's being discussed. What is the currency? Why haven't we exchanged currency that reproduced into children that were secure and families, because families is the crux of a community? The reason we haven't done that is what this particular instance is trying to explain, whether you agree with it or not. Like I said, I haven't put up an opinion. I often don't until I do. But the sexual currency is resources on the male side versus youth and beauty, femininity, and inspiration on the female side. Now that translates into some real stuff that we can talk about whenever Earl tell me it's okay. But that's the truth. And that's the answer I was trying to give.
Very well summarized, Dr. Ranji. Thank you so much. So eloquently put. Thank you. Okay, but Earl.
So,
Can I say something real quick?
go ahead, E.
Hey, that was a very eloquent response to a question, and I really appreciate the thought that was actually put into it. The whole time you said it, I heard pussy.
So he said pussy can be, because he said pussy can be useful. He said pussy can be inspirational. He said all the three things you named, he can attest to pussy. That's what he said.
Is it like I said?
Same thing too.
I mean, the reason I say that, let me just say the reason I say that, because from what you said, right, I understand the currency value, but that translates into the same damn thing. It often translates into the same outcome, the same ending, the same actions, the same results, the same attitude towards things. Because when you talk about looks, you talk about the beauty, you talk about all those things, but what is that value for? A man ain't looking at you just to have you next to him to look at you.
So I gotta disagree with you because a woman can be very inspirational. When you encouraging a man, that is what's more powerful than a woman being encouraging to a man.
Shit, one riding him.
Listen, okay, to bring it back to the statement that Kevin Samuel said, he's saying high-earning men. No, that's what you're here for. But he said high-earning men are not checking for older women with 2 to 3 children.
Let's rewind. He didn't say high earning men. He said 6-figure men, and 6-figure men ain't necessarily high earning.
Okay, so how many
That's
men?
My baby bullshit.
How many black men do you know? How many black men do you know make 6 figures? And then he also said, this is what he also said. He said, you don't know 7-figure niggas. Excuse the nigga term. He also said, it was your dad. He also, okay, there's a lot of people's fathers that ain't sick. There's a lot of people's fathers who are not black. We talking black. So we're not going to act like we're not on as a people been cut from the wealth gap. How many of us are making generally six figures? Let's not
Say, what is it?
lie.
What is it?
Let's not
1%?
lie.
What is it?
Let's not
1% of the
lie.
wealth? What is
Let's
it?
not
1% of the
lie.
wealth in America?
Let's not lie.
Hey,
What
Because
is it?
he
1%?
said, your father,
Can I
you didn't
interject
grow up, you didn't grow up with a father that made six figures. If you didn't grow up with a brother that's making six figures, if you didn't grow up with an uncle that's making six figures, why are you looking? Because you don't know those guys.
Can I interject, please? Can I interject, please?
Yes, please.
Okay, so I want to interject because we're talking. So we're all around the same age, and so we're talking from a perspective of where we are. So I hang out with a lot of millennials, and just last night at my house, I had a group of individuals here, and we were all Black, and 3 of the males were making six figures in their 30s. So the trajectory that we know and that we live, yeah, we might not, but there are a lot of people Black people who are making six figures at this current time. And I know a lot of them. So I'm not making it. No,
The ratio,
what is it?
the
1%?
ratio.
1% of the American wealth?
It can't
There's no
be
way in
that
hell you can
many.
tell me.
But
There's no way in hell you can sit here and
when
tell
you
me
get
that there are a lot.
It's
So
more
with the-
like 10%. 10% of the American people are making six figures or more. 10%.
We talking about
American people.
We're talking about Black.
No.
Black.
I said American.
Right.
I said American. Probably less than that ratio.
About 1%.
Black people.
About 1%. So I mean, shit, you can know 30 of them motherfuckers. It's still a small percentage.
Right, but the point is, he's saying that people just don't know that we don't know them.
Let me ask the question: do I look good enough to date a nigga to make six figures?
Yeah, you do have wonderful skin. Those kitties are something else.
Good enough? Do I pass?
I mean,
am I qualified?
Because how could they answer? Because they ain't making six figures, so how they know?
Well, I just want
you asking the wrong people.
I just want to know if I qualify.
Next question, because they don't know, they can't answer that. But anyway, go ahead, Earl. I didn't mean to interrupt your.
Now, see, if y'all want me to go get my annual statements, we can have that war. We can have that war today. We can have that war today.
Say, bro, I'm sitting there. I'm sitting there thinking to myself, how the fuck you know what I'm making?
Right. Okay. So then let's get here though. Wait a minute.
Whether you are or not, if you were, okay, do I qualify?
That's relative to individuals. You can't generalize that. You can't generalize
Beauty
that.
is in the eye of the beholder.
I can't generalize that.
Cornrows in my head.
Her hair is
I
dead.
got cornrows in my head.
Her hair is dead. Her hair is dead.
Cornrows.
I can just. But see, you're asking a man that's at a different phase of his life. So it comes down to individuals at this point. I can't generalize you.
Well, Kevin Samuels, he's 51. He older than you.
Well, you got to ask Kevin Samuels. So you asking you, do you qualify for me?
I gotta ask the image consultant.
You gotta ask me. You asking me if you qualify for me. I can't answer for every Black man.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
I would like to ask a question. So, with sexual marketplace and all of the different elements that we've talked over the last 2 weeks that have contributed to where we are now as a people, can we use traditional values to get us back together? Can we use things like the sexual marketplace? Like, for instance, can men say that you need to date me no matter where I am because of where we are as a people? And women can say you need to date me no matter where I am, no matter because of where we are as a people in order to move forward? Or do we play these games that the dominant culture has imposed upon us that we are completely confused about? Because marrying for generational wealth is a very important thing. We don't have that as a people. And this is what this all boils down to, is that we are not marrying. Marrying is one of the tenets of generational wealth. Point blank, period. I don't care what culture you study. I've studied a lot of them. I love cultures. I can go into any culture and blend in. Like I'll look like an Indian woman in 24 hours if you send me there. So what is going on? Because we are not marrying, our children are out of wedlock, and this is all because we don't have any money. All this is based on economics. Women like money, men like money. Period. And when I say money, I'm talking about seashells or cows, whatever time frame you want to find yourself in. There was an exchange, a transactional exchange of wealth from one person to another. And one of the tenets of that was marriage and children inside the marriage. And without these resources, without both sides of the resources, both sides, because youth and beauty is a resource. I'm sorry, I don't have any children. I'm 39 years old. I'm educated out the wazoo. And right at my education was making sure what I look like, what I presented out to the world, and how useful I project. Period. That was just as important as my education to me. Because that's what men like. That's what I like. That's what I like. That's what everyone likes. Even exchange of that is a high bride price.
Well, me and young and old always say something of, they always say, I like an intelligent woman. I hear that so often.
You can be both. You can be both. You can be both.
So I think that's an addition to the currency that men actually look for. Intelligent.
Especially one that's trying to pass down a legacy. He likes educated women because an educated woman can educate his kids as soon as they pop out of the vagina. As soon as they pop out their vagina, they start getting all kinds of education from an educated woman. Absolutely correct. What's that got to do with how we are marrying and relating right now? Without resources, and the beauty standard has went down because now we have a lot of fake hair. We have a lot of things that men don't like anymore. They don't. We don't like the fake hair. We don't like the eyelashes that look. Where did we go wrong with the eyelashes? Where? Oh
But
my God.
So to bring it full circle though,
Preach.
can we each give our opinion on this video and what we think? Because I think once everybody states their opinion, then we can come to a conversation about how this video that went viral relates to how men and women relate today. So, Earl, this is your, topic of discussion.
Okay. I'll try to keep it brief so we can all get our thing in. I'll try to keep it brief. So really without all the antics, seriously. Just like they want to call black on black crime, we're talking about proximity, right? So in relating this, it's like I'm trying to process in my mind like the people you are around, where you grew up, where you work, where you go to church, what have you. It's like, are we passing each other up uh, as qualified mates because of what we see on TV? Now, I'm not saying limit yourself. I'm not saying don't have standards. Okay. I'm saying I feel both men and women may be passing each other up in proximity. I think it's important to get out of your state, off your block, to another country. You get to learn a lot about people and what has been perceived to you through your media or where you live. So to wrap this up really quick so you guys can go, what I think about this video is I think there are some hard facts there. I think there are I'm not saying he's right or wrong. I'm saying that fathers don't always talk to their daughters prissy and because there is a certain uh toughness given to a male child, but then there's also a certain toughness and durability that has to be given to the female child. He doesn't always talk to that female child like, look, girl, look, little girl, you know, I'm gonna have a part in you coming to womanhood, and that ain't always gonna be on eggshells and tippy toe. So he gave her, that young lady, a lot of that. He gave her a lot of tough love, I guess. He don't love her, so, but he gave her a lot of toughness. You know, he gave her a lot of toughness. There's some fact in that, but we have to be adult enough and intelligent enough to sift through the bull. So my take on the video is that it was some facts in that, and uh, I don't actually take sides with him. I just think that the fact that I think that Cherie asked a very important question. I do kind of base this in men's currency lies in the protection, the production, you know, providing and producing, and I think that women's
Yes.
currency lies in pretty much what Dr. Ron G said. I think the currency lies in that, and we start to realize that as we get older. But that's what I think about the video.
Yeah.
Sheree?
Am I next? Am I next?
Go ahead. Now let
Yeah,
Eric
yeah,
go.
yeah,
Let
yeah, yeah.
Eric go.
First, let me say that I think the currency of a woman is priceless. I don't think that there is a possibility of any civilization existing on this planet without her existence. So I'm with uh I'm with Earl.
Opinion about his video is that he his perspective to me was from an egotistical type of man, because I know men of many different calibers, and they fuck with some of the ill-shapedest, ugliest, not cute brides, and ain't got shit to do with beauty. And they wasn't together from the beginning. So that's bull crap. That was his perspective, how he felt about it. And if she had self-love for herself, she wouldn't have allowed him to go any further with the conversation, because I would have stopped him. How he gonna tell you what you qualified for and what you ain't qualified for? He ain't qualified to be on YouTube telling nobody crap. That's how I feel about it. And he talking about, oh, I can't keep them off of me. I'm 51. I can't keep the 20-year. They don't want nothing but your money.
He did say that.
That's
He
it.
did say that.
Period.
I think that was exaggerated as well.
It's well
He did
exaggerated.
say that. He
And
did.
women in their 20s is looking for
not
something
fucking-
different than a woman in her 40s. Because he know for sure that shit ain't gonna fly with no woman in her 40s or 50s. He'd get clowned. You can do that to the little 20 and 30-year-olds, maybe, depending on what they done been through. But he ain't qualified to be telling nobody crap on Mr. Image Consultant. I don't care what he looked like. He was an asshole. And then y'all just let the asshole come out in both of y'all.
Okay. Is it my
Definitely,
turn?
definitely. I appreciate you for recognizing it.
Is it my turn yet? Okay, so my viewpoint and my perspective and my opinion about this viral video of Kevin Samuels. So I heard what he said, and some of the things that he said did have some factual basis to it. I understood where he was coming from. I did. So to play into that, what I didn't like about him, I'm with Cherie, he was very egotistical. I think his surmise was kind of stretched a lot, especially in speaking of himself. So if he would have did it as I think the where his whole where that whole conversation can be disregarded is because he brought it to a personal perspective, and he pushed out more of his insight of his own opinion of himself. So he made himself look really, yeah. Yeah, and so he made himself look really bad. So if he like I love my friend Dr. Ronnie because she always presents factual information when she gives anything or shares anything. He didn't bring anything factual into the equation. So that's why he can be dismissed and disregarded. So it was just based on personal opinion. And he tried to throw some statistics in there, I think, if I remember properly. Did he even at all? Did he throw any statistics in? Because I didn't even listen to the whole thing.
Not in that particular situation as far as statistics
Okay.
go, but he has a history of that.
Right.
He does
Right.
have a history of statistical information.
Okay.
Yes.
So even with the statistical information, if you're a man and if you have the knowledge, you have acquired all this information that you gathered, you've done all this research, you have all the facts, you have all the statistics, and you're a black man I'm not a follower of him. I don't really haven't seen anything else he does. But so tell me this, Dr. Ronnie, because I know you are very well
I do follow him. Yes, I've
Oh,
told you about him many
yeah,
times. This is
right.
the guy that I like. That's an
Right.
asshole. Yes,
Right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
tell me this. Where like does he have an affection for the black community? Because we know so many black men that have all these things that they want to say about black women, but a lot of them are not loving of themselves nor the black community, so therefore not black women. So I'm asking because I don't know him.
Mhm.
Does he have an affection for black people in general? Does he love his community? Does he love his people? Is he pro-black? Is he trying to help us to move forward and grow farther?
I would say yes.
Yes.
I would say his delivery is very harsh. I
Okay.
would say that he also gets on black men this harsh too.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So I would say that maybe the way that he's going famous is on the backs of black women.
Okay.
And be seen as that way.
Okay.
But I also we've had
Okay.
conversations about this man.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay. So this is where we think about I think about so many other black male leaders in our community over time.
Yeah.
So if you say you love us, you love me, then you can do that. And you can do that it doesn't even have to be a purely affectionate way, but you can teach me what's right and wrong without brutalizing me.
Mm-hmm.
And him choosing to do that,
that's true.
Discounts his whole message to me. Even if he says something that is proper and that may be correct, I'm not going to be able to receive the message that he's giving because he does it so harshly. And instead of trying to help me and build me up, you're hurting and you're harming me. And as a black man, you're not protecting me as a black woman. So I
can see that.
Because like he said I understood
it
what
was
he
harsh.
said. It was very harsh and it was very brutal.
Wow.
And it was not protective of a black woman. So in my mind, when I seen it, I was like, nigga, do you like your mama? Do you like your sister? Do you have a daughter that you adore because you ain't acting like it right now?
Just like the twerking incident. Mm-hmm.
That's another show on another day.
Throw that ass in the circle.
But I'm just saying, so how can you tell me that you love me and you want to see what's best for me, but you're using these hurtful words to talk to me, and you can't do both. You can't do both. You're gonna either teach me and help me to grow, or you're gonna just be mean to me and you're gonna bash me. So some of the points I get with, but also from that, just because my confidence level, based on whether or not I was raised by a great man, whether I'm ugly or cute in the eyes of a people in general, my confidence level can be out of the roof. So with that, if my father or my grandfather built up my mind and my mentality, then you see a bunch of women that because they have a strong, firm background upbringing, then they vibrate different and higher based on that. So they're educated. They may not be the cutest, they may not be the prettiest, but they're educated. They have confidence. They walk with confidence. They carry themselves with confidence, and men are attracted and drawn to their confidence and their ability to bring forth all the things that the resources that Ronnie said that we have. So they may not be physically attractive, but something about their person and their being is attractive in their youth, because maybe the attraction comes from within and it shines on the outside. So you can't tell me that that every 5 should be with a 5.
Well, I'm gonna go. The situation
Hey,
is well, we should come with what is black men's exception of beauty, because a lot of men that make over that are in the higher caliber of money making do not choose black women. So what
hey,
is beauty in the eyes of a black man?
can I say something?
I'm listening.
First, I gotta say this. You know I'm gonna edit this shit. Pause. All right. I can't lie to y'all. I ain't watched that fucking video because I really wasn't interested in that shit, man. I'll be honest with you. So I'm not gonna have an opinion on this shit because I really did not watch the video. My definition of a woman's currency is her intelligence. That's the reality of it. I can't be an asshole about the whole thing, but when I hit play to watch the shit, it just wasn't entertaining. So I didn't listen to that shit. I'm done.
Okay, I'm last.
Yeah, you're right.
So the first thing I'm gonna say is I agree with every single perspective that's been presented on here. I don't even know how that's effing possible, but I do. It's just like I don't know. I agree with every single, and I want to sum up every single perspective by saying that one, we are at war.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes a different perspective on cultures than just living in peace and prospering and having the freedom and love and culture that hasn't been, punched at all the time. That we don't even know what that life is like. So I tend to agree with Dr. Frances Cress Wesling. Does everybody know who that is? She was a phenomenal teacher and scholar that dedicated her life to understanding the relationship between um, post-slavery man and woman, black man and woman. Dr. Frances Cress Wesling. She just died last year, 2019. I think she just passed. She stated that because we are at war right now, we need to hold off baby making and coupling until a woman is 30 and a man is 35. The reason for that is because we are at war. And what we need to combat this war is education on both sides. See, what's happened in our community is we've had a lot of education on one side.
Mm-hmm.
Which is the female side and not on the male side for a variety of issues. Okay, I'm not blaming anyone. Listen to the facts. I'm not blaming anyone. It's not about blame. And this is what has happened. And because of that, a man who doesn't have children until he's 35 years old has the space to get enough education to be viable for an army. An army, economic, political, physical, agricultural. We're talking about an army on different fronts. In order to do that, you have to have some kind of education. I don't mean the white man's education. If you can grow a field of vegetables, you can be a general because you control the food supply. So, because of this situation, mixed in with human nature and evolutionary biology, plus chattel slavery, we're all mixed up. Mm-hmm. And we don't know which way is up, right, down, low. We don't know what's individual and what needs to be collective. We really don't have a concept of definition for all the words that it takes to make it to the finish line, to make it to a flourishing line, which is the finish line, to flourish as a culture. So I have a tendency to agree with everybody and to disagree with everybody because I see your damn craziness. But I also see what led us to the craziness. Mm. And we're going to have to figure out something. The men only have one way. And it ain't blaming the women. The women have a couple of ways, but we can't use that against the men. You got to figure out the balance between the two. And until we do, I'm gonna keep attending my show because it's complicated and it's gray and it's black and white and it's loving and it's hating and it's war and it's peace all at the same time. And how the fuck do we figure that out?
And that's what I was just gonna say. Like, how do we come to a resolution to that? Because so, like, even if he does have some validity in the message that he's trying to convey, how does he do that where we as Black women can receive that? Because the way in which he conducted himself, I'm not receiving it. I didn't even listen to the whole video. I'm not gonna sit and listen to your show, buddy. You're fucking rude. I'm sorry. God is dope, and it's Sunday, and I don't even cuss in real life. So I don't. That's how angry he made me. I don't even cuss, and I wanted to cuss. I almost slipped up and cussed on the podcast, and that's not what I do.
Well, I cuss daily.
So that's how angry he made me, because he was so rude and just so brutal to that young woman. Yeah. And it's, what's crazy is, I'm gonna assume that maybe she is a constant viewer of his, because she was so receptive to take that abuse. And if she could take that abuse from someone she doesn't even know on a podcast, imagine the abuse that she is accepting in her real life. In her real life, niggas.
Imagine the abuse she's accepting from somebody she.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I can imagine that. So how can we as a Black community encourage this man who has a YouTube channel to continue in putting out that negative energy, that negative I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know what to call it, but it truly disgusted me. So
now I can admit by the time he got to he said, "Oh, when I'm about to start being mean, get the fuck off my phone." That I cut it off, because I'm like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like, I can dig.
Very abusive.
Yeah, I can dig the straight delivery. I can't dig the abuse.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. So how do we as a culture, how do we fix that, Earl? Because like you said, you shared that on your social media. And so, and I understand you, because I know you as a person. So I know you shared it to invoke conversation. But if other Black men, because I'm certain a lot of Black men agreed with him.
Yes, he has a lot of Black men followers.
That's for sure.
Yes, he has a lot of Black men followers.
Especially what women are calling in a lot of aspects, whether you want to talk about looks, whether you want to talk about their financial state. A lot of women are referring to them as the poors, or like going in. He's like their savior. I didn't look at him like that. I was just like, all right, because I don't know if he's doing that. Here's my thing. I wouldn't be like, to me, I wonder if he's doing that, if that's really him, or if he's doing that for entertainment plug value. I don't know. I don't know the man. All I know is what I see on that screen, and I don't like the abusive part of it. I don't like that. I don't like that. You know, and arrogance. I don't like. I know some. I got some friends that are arrogant, and I'll be like, bro, like, okay, it's tired. I'm tired of it.
A lot of men think that she's arrogant by expecting someone who makes a certain amount of money when we're at the lowest pillar of societal rank. A lot of men think that way too. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. It's not an opinion.
Well, you're right, because I'll be truthful to myself. When I see a certain, and I know what's up with her, and she's coming at me at a certain way, I'm like, it's not my style to be mean and arrogantly abusive. It's just kind of like, why are you talking like this? Like, you have other things you should be worried about than to be talking to me a certain way. So when we're talking about expectations, we're talking about, let's put it this way. A woman that is just being her, being a person, and we'll talk in low standards. So let's say She asks you to take her to Eddie V's, but she can't take herself. Okay, no problem. But if you're not you gotta kiss my ass, if you're just a good person, you do what you do, you don't talk arrogantly to me like I don't talk arrogantly to you. He gotta be this. You gotta be able to take me to this. Can you do that for yourself?
Hold
Do
on.
you even know what that is?
Hold
Do you
on.
even know what that is? Do you
For
even know what to order when you go in there? You
for
know,
one,
so okay, go ahead.
she was a for one, she already makes six figures from what I understand. Okay. So why wouldn't
Well,
she
I'm
want
not talking about her,
period? We still talking about what the nigga
but
had to
but that's what I'm talking about. I said that's why I brought it down to a standard.
say.
My bad. I don't mean to interrupt.
Even if that, so let's say we ain't at six figures, but let's say that I'm a woman and I make a certain amount of money and I know what I can do for me. I want a man that's going to be able to do that plus some for me because we
And
look
that's what I'm saying.
the natural instinct of a woman is to look for to her man for protection and providence. That is the natural instinct.
And that's
of a woman.
money now.
So
That's
But you
money now.
that is money now. So
That's money now.
why wouldn't she want a man that makes six figures or more?
okay
On
now?
top of that,
Now, what I was talking about on it is on a reality. Not that six figures is not a reality. I'm talking about there are men that make $50,000, just like there are women that make $50,000. There are men that only make $35,000 a year, just like there are women. But when you have this woman that makes $35,000 a year, talking like she needs this, and this. It's like, listen, baby, you don't qualify for that. You don't qualify to talk to me like that. Now, if you want more, that's cool. Be a person. Say, listen, I like this man for this. I like this man for this. I know what I'm doing for me. I'm improving myself. This is a man is attracted to, do you know a man would do more for a woman, even if we talking financially, whatever, he'll do more for a woman that he can see can do for herself. Whether she make 35,000, whether she make 20,000, if she's buying, if
Sheree,
she's
let me
doing
get
her,
this.
if she's doing her, hold on, if she's doing her, but what you can't do, this is what you can't do. So I can cut it. What you can't do is you can't make $30,000 a year and then talk to another man, a man that makes 30,000 dollars a year, like you are above him. You
Right.
can't talk to
Right.
him like that.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying.
No, Cherie, let me, please. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna sweep you up, baby. I got you so good, Cherie. Just let me. Okay, because on this note, this is what the problem is. The problem is that with a statement like that, Earl, is that men have equated themselves to women they're supposed to have dominion over us. So when you talk to me like that, you have equated yourself to me in a way I don't want. And let me just finish, baby. Let me just finish. Now that's happened over time, systematically. We've talked about that over the last 2 weeks, how that has worked systematically for you to become economically irrelevant to your woman. We've talked about that, okay? Now, the reason why this is a problem, what you're saying is a $35,000 woman can't want a $100,000 man and make him be.
That's not what I said.
Wait. Let me finish.
I didn't say that.
I'm about to incorporate everything you said. I am. When I'm saying that in an arrogant way and talk to him arrogantly, there are two sections to that. The reason that the woman has talked to the man arrogantly has everything to do with what we talked about in the last 2 weeks. How systematically, okay, the black man has been made economically irrelevant to the black woman. So there is a certain arrogance we need to work on as women. I need you to hear me out because I want to take responsibility on both sides. And if you don't hear me out, you won't hear me take responsibility on both sides. There is an arrogance that comes with the black woman today because systematically we have been made more relevant than you economically. We can get the jobs. We can get the education. Blah, 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 blah. As a man, and please correct me, gentlemen, if I'm wrong. Okay? As a man, the fact that you submitted to that is a problem.
Mhm.
The fact that you haven't done anything since the 70s is a problem. The fact that you haven't corrected us in an economic way since crack, since the 90s movies with all the thugs, because it wasn't until the 70s we were getting married. Before the 70s, we were getting married at an astronomical rate, almost 80%. Before the 70s, right? More than white people. Okay? We were getting married and we put our foundation on that. But since crack came in, since the 80s, since Reagan, since the crack came in, and then things subsequently happened because of that, Black women got all the jobs, Black men were left out, and there was no fight against that. Nothing has been rebuilt since the 60s or 70s. We were a political force in the 60s. We were an economic force in the 30s, 40s, and 50s. Cherie pointed that out because people in her family were stay-at-home wives. Other people pointed that out because we had Tulsa. We had Central Avenue. We had a lot of things that we don't have now at all, built by Black men. So you cannot blame us without first taking a look at yourself. And that's what we're trying to say.
I agree.
Okay. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I was talking about how so I know you gave me the reasons why she might talk like that. I wasn't talking about the men talking to her a certain way or having dominion over her. I was talking about how she's coming at the man. So let's separate it. I didn't say like he gets to talk to her this way. I said for some reason, no matter why she's doing it, that's what I'm saying. That's not a well-rounded person. There are things she hasn't been educated on because every woman doesn't do that. Every woman doesn't do that. But then you have the women that will talk to a man a certain way. I don't care how much money he makes.
Listen, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Please, baby, please. Every woman would. And what I am telling you is, and I'm not talking about, there's always a 10% of the section of the population that act crazy. There's always going to be 10%, even in the good. We're in a bad culture. So we don't know what just 10% look like because we're in a bad culture. We have made our culture worse and worse and worse. So what I am telling you is, if a man take care of his progeny, if he has the ability to be a 100% man, 100% man, which you guys in this country have not had the ability to be for one reason or another. You do not know what it is to be a 100% man because you're being ruled.
Do you equate a 100% man being married?
Of course.
So
how does he take care of his children? His children have to be in his house every day. His children have to be in his house every day.
Because now we're talking about, because absent father and a father not living in the proximity of a home are two different things. So the reason why I asked that question, because we are going to transition. But a man being 100% man, I'm going to contradict that. I have to go against that. A man being 100% man is not a man walking around with a marriage ring on his finger. An absent father is not the same as a man living in the house. That's not the same thing.
So the man that has a family is not so you don't feel like you can be a complete man without family.
You don't know you can't be so to be a family takes a marriage. To be a family, okay. So here we go. Even though me and my baby mother didn't work out, we still family.
Okay.
We still family. You know why? You know why? We just ain't the family who's sleeping together. We just ain't the family. I take care of her mama like she take care of my mama. I watch after her brothers like she watch after my sisters. You know what that's called? That's called a village. And because we not married, doesn't mean the village breaks up.
Well,
See,
you're the
I still come
exception
to the
to the
birthday.
rule.
I still look
You're the
out. But see,
exception
no,
to the
no, no.
rule.
There's more people like me. Just because they're not together in marriage doesn't mean they're not together
Let me tell you
in
something. You don't
purpose.
Hey,
know.
hey,
You
hey, can I
Doesn't
want.
jump
mean
in?
that.
Can I jump in? Can I ask a question
Please,
here?
please.
So are we strictly basing the definition of man by his economical abilities? Is that what we're doing? I mean,
What is strictly basing? What is strictly basing? That means nothing else matters.
but from this conversation, that's kind of what's coming across.
Well, that's because you guys don't see yourselves as producers. So, because if you saw
First,
yourself
oh,
as
whoa, whoa,
producers,
whoa,
the regular stuff.
whoa, whoa,
Let
whoa.
me finish.
Back up.
Let me finish.
Back
Please,
up.
Eve.
I'm talking about as a
Okay, Dr.
group. This
Rogers.
is not individual.
You
I'm talking
don't, you
about as a
don't,
group. I'm
you don't
talking
have.
about as a group.
I understand that, but go ahead.
Okay, so as a group, you guys don't see yourself as producers for one reason or another. A lot of it is systematic, and some of it is individual. Because you don't see yourself as producers of the economy, because we're the feeder. We're the feeder level. That's what we do. We feed the economy with money and all this different kind of stuff, and participation and culture, and take no credit and have no power. So we're the feeder. We're the feeder class. We are. So because you guys don't see yourselves as producers, then you think that when we talk about producing, we're reducing you down to a check. The integrity and character, spirituality, and connection to God is unspeakable. We shouldn't have to say that every time that you should have a connection to God. You're God's creature. We shouldn't have to say every time that you should have a connection to the family, to the woman you squirted in to have a child by. We shouldn't have to say that every time because you have a connection to God. But our connection to God as a people has been broken. It's been severed. And we're trying to get it back. That's what the whole show is about.
Well, I want to know why you would be so offended for us to judge you on the currency of how much money you got when you judge
For the name.
on the currency of my pussy. And from the beginning of time, niggas been paying for pussy. So I want the highest spender. I'm just saying.
Oh, okay, okay. And then
I'm
we have to realize.
I'm unmuting.
Hey, hold on.
Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm muting again.
Hold on.
Also,
Does this not take me back to my argument in the beginning where we talked about
you said it in the longest time when you said, "Oh, you equating men to the amount of money they got?" Right. Shit, y'all equated us to some pussy.
No, I asked the question.
You got you know what I'm saying?
Cherie, I love you. I love you. You call me if you need anything, Cherie.
No, that's fine.
I love you.
First, let's be clear, though. I wasn't saying that was my view. What I was saying, I was answering Earl's question earlier when he said it. I wasn't saying that was my view because I equate the value of a woman to her intelligence because that is the most important thing in a conversation with me. I want to be able to.
Intelligent women know they need to stay beautiful.
I want to be able to grow. Let me answer.
Intelligent women know they need to stay fly. Okay, intelligent women need to know they keep their coochie tight. Intelligent women need to know they need to keep their titties bouncing. Intelligent women need to know they keep their hair done and their nails done.
I'm gonna do like Dr. Ron G be saying. I'm gonna be quiet because she interrupted me.
Hi, gorgeous. Because you're trying to separate a woman's intelligence from her beauty, and it's not different.
Are you trying to tell me what I'm trying to do?
That's another problem. Y'all always trying to tell us
how the hell you trying to tell me what I'm trying to do? You spending more time talking about what I'm trying to do versus listening to what I actually say. How the hell you trying to tell me what I'm trying to do?
Come on, truth.
I sip swine.
Go ahead, Dr. Ronnie. Go ahead, Dr. Ronnie.
Now, see if we can get if we get, now part of it, and I don't know if that's systematic. If we can get y'all to quit telling us what we trying to do before we do it, or telling us what we trying to say before we get it out, or telling us, yeah, we might get somewhere also.
Well, what I did was actually told women what they need to
When
do.
y'all reclaim the village and take us.
But you,
I
but see,
told
you,
women what
but
they
you told
needed to
Eric. See, we ain't talking about that. Eric said, if you would not tell me what I'm trying. Eric said, well, if you didn't tell me what I'm trying to say, then maybe I could. But also,
As soon as
in this,
or you agree and that you will conform to producing some resources for us to be able to build our own village and move forward. You're saying, I'm talking to you, Earl Smith. You're saying that's what you will do. If we stop that,
you asking me a question? Are you asking me? You asking me a question? So you saying if you stop what? Will I agree to what?
What you saying? You said if we stop trying to tell y'all what y'all doing and what y'all thinking, then that's when. And then what?
Right. So you don't even know what I was. You just say. So when I said that's when, you don't know what I was about to say.
Say man. Hey, I just want to jump back on mute.
You know what? Because I couldn't finish.
Because I find it ironic that we have three women on the panel who always talk about strong men, right? Who always talk about strong men and wanting to be led by a strong man, whatever you want to say it, But y'all spend a whole lot of time doing some non-traditional shit in the way y'all talk shit to a male. You know what I mean? Y'all spend a whole lot of time, and see, it's hard for a man to combat that argument because if he steps into his character, then he's being he's being
abusive.
Abusive, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He's being abusive.
You should do a little more listening to the explanation before you try to do a little more explaining and explanation. You should listen to it a little bit more because Dr. Ranji, you always throw facts at us, right? But a few minutes ago, you threw an opinion at us. You threw an opinion of men at us a few minutes ago. That's what you did.
That's kind of a person.
But my point to you is y'all should listen a little bit more. Because
I'm not allowed to have an opinion.
Nobody said that.
To have an opinion.
There you go again.
Nobody said. Who said that? Who said that?
Again. There you go again.
You're saying what I should do. Wait. It's not what I'm doing again.
Oh, hold on. Are you offended by me saying what you should do?
No.
Shit, ain't that what you've been doing this whole damn show?
I
mean, you offended by what I said you should do?
No. I'm not getting offended at all. And see, this is what we mean. We have to have. When I said that you're separating intelligence from beauty, that's what I'm doing. Personal attack.
I want to make sure I understand. That's what I'm doing.
People, audience, we're going to have a little bit more of the show if you still want to bear with us because y'all know we are.
But look, I just want to make sure that I understand that that's what I'm doing. That's all I want to know.
Oh, sorry. I was just talking to the people.
In our interpretation, which may be wrong, I don't have a problem with being wrong. But in our interpretation, when you say a woman's currency is her intelligence, what I am telling you in the feminine education is intelligence and beauty go hand in hand.
And what I'm telling you is, but how do you not know that that's how I feel? You didn't listen long enough to find out what my definition or view of intelligence actually was.
Well, you said it 3 or 4 times and you didn't
I made a statement about what I value. Intelligence is what I value. That's what I said. I never qualified that as a definition of what intelligence was to me. You cut me off before I could do so. You started telling me what I or how I should value a female. See, an open dialogue is one that is open. It's not one that is controlled from one narrative. And that's what you're doing.
That what you think I did because I had an opinion? Now I'm controlling? Okay.
Well, I think what he was saying is that he was saying that he was saying to him that I think if I get this right, he is saying to him, he was saying and kept saying that his currency for a woman is intelligence. And then you jumped in and start saying intelligent women this, intelligent women that, and he had not
intelligent women
finished qualifying his statement.
Oh.
I think that's all. He never finished
I
qualifying his statement.
apologize.
I think
Absolutely.
that's
I
all he said.
apologize. It
You
was the
started
third
telling
time you
me,
said that. It was
but
the third time.
you started telling me what my view is or what my value is. I'm like, what?
Okay.
Hey, you
No
know what?
problem.
Hey,
My
you know what?
bad. I'm
I'm gonna
sorry.
hit.
I apologize. I really
Hey, no, I'm
did.
gonna hit
I
this little button. I'm gonna hit
apologize.
this little button right here. Hold up.
Okay, so check it out. So let's get here. So when we were talking about money, and as Cherie so eloquently put it, the value of pussy. Um, and then Dr. Ron G was speaking on God and spirituality and our disconnectedness. Part of it is that we have to realize that in this empire, we are ran by a capitalistic system, which places value on the money. If you can't eat, you pretty much are not thinking about the other things. If you can't see, you don't have lights, you don't have heat, you don't have water, your spirituality is very much being tested because you don't have time. You're distracted so much by that because you could go to a woman and be like, "Baby, I think you the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountains, and I'll give you the world and everything that you ask for, and even more." Right? Because I'm connected to God and God is connected to me and I can walk on water. Nigga, do you have the light bill money? I don't.
Can
Get
I say
out.
why you do
Get
it,
out.
baby?
Get out.
Can I?
See, that spirituality, all that spirituality is minimized. So somehow there has to be a balance. We can talk being connected to God and all that, and your personal relationship is the most important. But we're talking about as a group in a unit, if you ain't got the money, you can save your speech.
I can't
You can
watch
save your spirituality to me,
my
homeboy, because you can't pay this heat bill. But you go out there and you talk to your spirits about it, and you come back when they give you some money.
I ain't about to be washing my ass with I'm cold water and I got a
Let
million up
and
in
But
here.
he's connected though.
let me be clear, women, that when a man talks about your intelligence, that's only half the battle, homie. You need to get some beauty together with ya. Okay? You can't have sagging this and sagging that, fat this and fat that. You got to work on it. I don't care how much a man likes your goddamn intelligence. It's a lie. And I don't care what you say.
Look, unless you putting in on this plastic surgery fund, my titties is long. God, look, I had
Okay? Now, don't get me wrong.
heavy, so I'm sorry.
Lots of men, especially intelligent men, love intelligent women because y'all become an intelligent pair. That doesn't mean
Now, what about
that,
these long titties, then,
that,
Doctor? What
that
about
doesn't mean that doesn't mean that a man doesn't love a beautiful woman or a woman that feels beautiful inside and takes care of that outside.
I feel beautiful. I'm confident.
You won't let me finish and takes care of that outside. Okay? Physical beauty means something. And you femininity means something. Just because you average don't mean you got to be average ugly too. You can be average beautiful. Work at it. Try at it.
Here's the other thing, men, listen, intelligent men will also
Want
listen.
beauty and intelligence. Beauty
And that
and intelligence.
and that don't mean I won't suck, and that don't mean I will not cuff and suck your long titties because as an intelligent man, I understand that your titties may be
How
long.
your titties got down here?
I understand, but
But
I'm
when
still
she
gonna
met
suck
him,
them.
she had him in a push-up bra.
But
When
I'm
she
still,
met him,
Hey, Earl.
she
but
Hey,
had
I'm
him in
Earl.
a push-up
intelligent.
bra.
Hey,
But
Earl.
we
What you
do
say?
know as she ages in gravity, an intelligent man knows that gravity is gonna take them titties
Earl.
down.
What you say?
I'm still
Earl. You
my
say you
mouth
willing?
on them.
Earl. You say you willing to get on your knees
Huh?
and suck them? You say you willing to get on your knees and suck them motherfuckers off?
I'll pick
That's
them
after
titties right
he
off,
get to
and
know your ass.
listen. I'll push them
Don't come
titties
out the house
together.
in them sagging titties
I
fucking with
I
me.
push them
He
titties
lying.
together,
He
and I will
lying.
push them, put them
He
to where I'm looking
lying.
them eye to eye, eye to nipple, and I'll put my mouth on them titties.
That's after he
Now,
love
when
you.
she comes
That's
out the
after he
house,
love you.
listen. When
If
she
you
comes out the
come out the
house,
house with
when
them
she come,
sagging titties, he gonna talk shit.
I didn't say don't come out with no motherfucking coof. I didn't say didn't come out with no bra on. Who the fuck said that? Put a bra on. We about to go. We about to go. We put them titties in the bra.
Make a nigga love you for you show him your sagging
Also,
titties.
Also, a man, don't get fooled by TV, my man. Just because you see the fat ass man on the sitcom with a beautiful wife, you think that's okay for you to be fat and out of shape and gluttonous and you got this petite ass wife? You think that show is for real? That's TV. She don't want to see your fat ass walking around the house. She don't want to see that. You unhealthy.
Long
Being unhealthy is unattractive.
Right.
That's not real, homeboy. That ain't real. You want her to be petite. You want her to be girly. Well, she don't want you to be a fat, burly, 12 sandwich eating, greasy, hairy, fat dude talking about, well, I'm going to work, that's enough. Lie.
Right.
Lie. So get yourself together, brother. It's going to take all that. It's a balance. You want her to be healthy? You be healthy. You want her to
Say,
be
man.
attractive? You be attractive.
Say, man, hold up now. Hold up now. Hold up now. Hold up now.
Your sex game.
Hold up now. I'm physically fit, bro, but I eat 12 sandwiches.
Titties lifted.
But see, but E,
Earl, he said he physically fit, but he
I'm
eats
physically fit, but I
sandwiches.
eat 12 motherfucking sandwiches, homie.
but see, E, that's your bill though. That's your bill.
I'm
That's
just
your
fucking with you,
bill.
dog. I get it.
You drop your baby.
Hey, but also, let's know this. It's relative because I know some very, very attractive, and they healthy too. It's just the way they built. They heavier women. They attractive is a mug, and they wear it with confidence because they know who they are, and it's
Yeah,
attractive. Now, me personally, there's a top for every pot. Me personally,
there's a
I do
top
want
for
to be able to
everything.
listen. I'm only about 185. Okay, I want to be able to pick mine up. My back, I work on my muscles, but I
I
want to be able
want
to.
to.
I work on my muscles, but I know who
Intelligent
I am.
men know to keep up their appearance. That's
I
what
know
I'm
who I am, but I want her to be able to just jump on my back and me not break down. You know how
Yes,
your woman like to play
Well,
with you and
yes.
be like, I'm gonna
well,
get a piggyback ride, and she jump on my back. I want my statue to be like, hey, I want to be like, oh shit.
hey,
Oh my
hey,
God.
well, I'm pushing 270
But see, that's
and
healthy for you.
I'm gonna
You a
toss
big
her
man.
around.
You a big man, but you also probably got a good height on you too, E.
I'm gonna toss her around.
See, but then there are some skinny men that like big women. They like big
Well,
women. That's their
there are
thing.
exceptions to
One
every rule.
discussion
Right,
We are talking about a
right,
majority of people
right,
that people
right,
like people. People like people. There are boyfriends that I have had
picked
that
up.
girlfriends did not find attractive that I found the most adorable thing in the world. So you have
right.
to just we have to work on things. It's not one or the other is what the point I'm trying to make. It's not
Ain't
men are doing bad and women are doing good, or women are doing bad and men are doing good. We both need to fix some things on both sides and then fix some things together. And the only way to do that is to actual talk about and listen to, like uh or Eric said, we all need to work on listening to each other more about how to make the other side better and us together better as a unit. As a unit.
Dr.
Agreed.
Ron G, I'm so proud of you right now. You was actually listening. I'm so
Agreed.
fucking proud of you.
Ah, damn.
Agreed. And I just need my
Now,
hey, and I
go
agreed, Ron.
ahead, go
You did
ahead,
very
V.
well surmising that. You did very well. And I just want to throw in that I'm just looking for my African king to present me with my mommy makeover 23 years later because my titties need to be lifted in order for me to be good around your house. Because
Just have a second, titties.
I have a present mind. I just got long titties, and that's it. I'm just saying.
Yo. Now, I will agree with V on this. Hey, brothers,
Mommy
if
makeover.
you one of them dudes that need that prototype walking around your house, you take her to Miami. You take her to
Yeah.
Brazil. And if you're gonna need her stomach to be gone, like you need that to be like that's
Right.
what you need. You
Right.
need that, like, cause me, I don't mind a little fupa. I'm
Okay.
a grown ass man. I don't mind a little fupa. She ain't gotta walk through here washboard. I no, she don't gotta be snatched. But
Hey,
if
I
I
know how to
want,
do. Hey,
But she gotta have a fat ass.
now I like what I like. Now I like what I like. Now, you don't have to have some things. Now, it ain't gotta be TV video. I'm not really a video chick type of dude. I like around the way beautiful women. I know what I like. Now,
I
do
like
I
real
like a
women.
nice little apple pie ass? I do. I like that
I like
8B
real women.
apple pie ass. I like
I
it.
like real women. I like real women.
Yeah. If you got a
I
little
like them
It's
as.
fupa,
time to
I don't
go.
need you.
It's
I
time
don't
to
need.
go,
I
folks.
don't need you to add
Please
nothing on. Hey,
subscribe and
you
please
won't ask, do
appreciate our
squats.
channel. It's time to go before we
all
get
right,
too
y'all.
out of pocket
Okay,
and
y'all.
YouTube cut us off. Please
Hey, y'all.
subscribe.
You won't ask, do squats.
please,
We can get
please
into this.
subscribe.
We,
Please.
if you ain't gonna work out with your woman while you telling her what you want her to be, then you shut up. If you ain't gonna take her to go pay for them titties and pay for that ass and pay for that stomach, you
And pay
shut
for
up.
the salad and pay for
You
the
shut up.
carrots and pay for the cucumbers and
And
pay
you
for
eat
the
it.
no
And you
chicken
eat it
wing.
too.
Put
And
the
you eat it
chicken
too.
wing down. Put the chicken wing
You go walking
down.
with her. You go walking with her. You
Dollar
go, you
C
know.
F BOYAR_B on Cash App.
So
Thank
we gonna
you.
try
And
to
she got
we
all
gonna
the healthy meals. All the healthy
we
meals.
I think we have
Put
had
the chicken wing down. Put the chicken wing
a
down.
very honest, a very turned up, a very engaging, a very honest show. I think we have had that for today. If y'all want to continue, we will because I know y'all feel us on this one. I know y'all do. I know y'all have a lot more to say. What you say, Sheree? What you say,
She
Black
will cook
Barbie?
in cities. She'll cook. I will chef my way. I will private duty chef my way into a pair of new titties.
You know what? That's another show because I would like to know. There does seem to be a wave of
Oh my
more
God.
the way that more women, black women are working out. I have to give black
Let's
queens
start an
kudos
angel
on
tree
that.
for her.
It just ain't the white chicks. Y'all are starting to engage in y'all health, and that's what's up. But y'all also starting to engage in more surgery. That's
Elective
another
surgery.
show. That's
Hey,
another show.
look.
Selective.
Hey, Earl.
Yes, sir.
I think Dr. Ron G gonna cut me off after this one. Hey,
Oh shit.
do y'all think that all white females are really boys?
What?
Wait, what? Wait, what happened? Wait, say it
All white
again.
females look like little boys. They look like little white boys.
I disagree.
He's right.
Okay,
I'm
girl,
I'm gonna cut him off. I can't even engage
girl,
in
you
this.
was backing up.
I
You
can't engage in this.
girl.
This is
Hey,
inappropriate.
y'all.
This is completely
I
inappropriate.
disagree.
I cannot engage in
Listen,
this.
y'all. Listen, y'all. The asshole has got his bullhorn out. He put it out there. But this is what we're gonna do right now, y'all. We're
That's
going
fucked up
to
shit.
we're going to say that we've had a very good show.
Yeah.
We've said it before. If you have tuned in maybe 2 shows ago, I think probably the resolution is men, black men, the basics. We're
Okay.
going to have to be producers, protectors, and providers if we want them to be what we want them to be. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
that's just what it comes down to.
yeah.
On the basic scale,
Yeah.
we got to do that, man. We got
And
to
don't
find a way to
separate your
do
beauty
that.
from your intelligence. Don't do that as a woman. That's dumb.
Hey,
You're not a man.
let
You're
me
not
put
a
the
man.
disclaimer. Let me
Don't
put the
Go
disclaimer
separate
ahead.
your
out there.
beauty from your intelligence. It's wrapped
Right.
up in the bow.
Hey, let me put the disclaimer out there. I didn't mean to offend little white boys.
We don't care about that. We talking about black women. We don't care
Simply
about your little
put,
white boy
get your
shit.
money in your savings, Black King.
Right. And keep yourself massaged. Keep yourself vitamined up. Keep yourself with good creams, honey. Keep yourself with good money
I don't know
surrounding
what you was
you.
talking about, but I like that cream part.
But I'll give you the sun, the rain, the moon, the stars, and the mountains.
They come with maintenance.
But it might be
They come
like
with maintenance, ladies.
when I say the sun, the moon, the stars, and the
Keep your
mountains. That
titties
might be like
high.
I can keep you in a house. We gonna be sheltered.
Keep your
We can go
stomach
Hey,
flat.
Cherie, just so you
get a
know, I
few
saw that.
purses.
Shave your feet, cause they ass sheet and they
Shave
knee
your
press on the
feet.
back. Shave
Shave
your
your
feet.
feet. Shave your feet.
I'm not playing. Moisturize your skin and your hair. These are just as important as your degree.
Hey, I
Deborah,
agree.
make sure
I
you
agree.
drink pineapple
Moisturize.
juice.
Include pineapples and pineapple juice in your daily diet.
Oh, put all vegetables.
I keep pineapple juice in my daily diet.
If you eat more chicken wings than you eat vegetables, you're doing it wrong, ladies. You're doing it wrong. You're doing it wrong.
I have a glass of pineapple juice every day.
While we talking about that, just beauty tips, can we just hit the mark to where we can encompass Cherie's very true statement, factual, no matter how crass, and ease money part. Ladies, is there a factual way? I've heard all of these things. How do you keep that thing tight? How do you keep that thing maintained?
We ain't telling you.
Put a little vinegar in that bath.
In the wet in that bath water. Come on.
Step your ass.
That's back.
We gotta go. We about to get kicked off.
Okay, y'all. We've gone out of time. We've gone over time.
Yeah, because I like my vinegar on my salad.
Oh God, I can say something, but I don't want to continue. Listen, y'all, thank y'all for joining us. We will get back into some things. There's so many places we can go from this. We need to talk about marriage. We need to talk about all kind of things. But for today, we're going to thank you for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. I hope you guys got some information, some things to talk about even after this show is over amongst yourselves.
Like Betty.
Good revolution. Love y'all. Peace, love, life. I love y'all.
I don't care what those niggas say about your intelligence. Okay? Like I'm the most
I'm starting to feel personally attacked in this conversation. I'm starting to really feel personally attacked in this conversation. Hey.
Seeing through the eyes of Haru, Osiris and Aset, kings, queens, and royalty. Now I know who I be. Black God. Lord. Now inshallah, kamikaze, ride and die. Revolution, won't be televised. No, left us on the ocean floor. Now we on the rise. Ground of a lion, tiger in our eyes. From the deepest valleys to the heights of Zion. Tired of my mommy sisters and my daughter's pride. Protect the holy grace, face black Madonna. Buffalo soldier, dread like Rasta. The black skin, the red blood, the luxury land. Bamawa, Bawa, Adawa, gotta harvest the land. Spiritual battle drummer performing the war dance. Tribal Velo heave, all I need my DNA strand. Peace to Mandela, Steve Biko, and Marcus Garvey. Black Moses, let my people go or go ahead and charge me. Harold Bull, Grimes feet, I gotta cheat. Atonement upon you now, bow down and kiss my feet. Black God. I'm feeling like Black Angel blowing at your butt. Throw your hands if you hear where I'm coming from. Motherland rock bass release in the air. Clap that snare drum. Clap that snare drum. Clap that snare drum. Clap that snare drum. Motherland rock bass release snare drum. Clap that snare drum. Clap that snare drum, yeah. Clap that snare drum. Motherland rock bass, bass,